All right, so we are now equipped with the ingredients that we need for Pada Abhyanga. You have your hot water in a cup, and you place your oil, immerse it inside the cup. And the reason for this is so that the oil is at body temperature. Okay? When the oil is colder than your skin, the skin will contract. And really what we want is the skin to be receptive to what's going to receive. And just in case the pada is not completely clean, then you can just immerse part of your towel there in that warm water, and spread it out. Wipe your feet clean. Now just this alone, right? Just the warm water on your feet. You may already tell from this small gesture in your hands that it already has an effect. It already begins to calm that excess movement of the mind that we call vata, dosha in excess, or that need to problem solve and to just keep the engine going, which we call the pitta dosha in excess. So once your feet, your 1 foot, we're going to do 1 foot at a time, right? So once that 1 foot is nice and clean, you can just sit up tall. Make sure that you're comfortable. A chair is perfect as well. And then roll up your sleeves and apply the oil. You don't need to start with too much oil. A little goes a long way, so just place the oil in the palm of your hand. You don't want to be doing this work with your fingers. You really want to work with the entire hand. So and then if for whatever reason you don't have access to warming your oil, then you just have to do a little extra work with the hands, yeah? And just create some heat there in your hands. And then apply the oil onto the whole foot, including the places between the toes. And maybe you hold onto the ankle here for a moment and just work the foot in circular motions, clockwise and counterclockwise. You can do this several times. So you're bringing circulation onto the foot, through the ankle, onto the entire foot. And then you want to flex and extend the whole foot. You may hear some crackling as I do. And so excess movement gets trapped into the joints. That's why so many of us have the challenge with the joints, especially as the weather gets cold. And there's stiffness. So we need to bring some moisture, some nourishment into those spaces that tend to trap excess movement. And this is what you're doing just with the circulation alone. And then just point and flex just the toes. The toes also need special attention. And because the toes are neglected often, it's a good idea to just take the hand, the knuckles between the hands, and just nestle it through the toes. Hope you can see this well. And then here, squeeze the toes together so that you are squeezing your fingers. And then relax, and then squeeze the fingers so that you can squeeze the toes. And just bringing more awareness and circulation. So squeeze the fingers with your toes. And then squeeze the toes with your fingers. Or something in between, you know, and you can continue that flexion and extension with the help of the hand. You can spend more time with the circular motion, with the extension and the flexion of the whole foot. A good 10 minutes, minimum of 5 minutes on each foot. Just start at least, right? Because you want to build some momentum. Dinacharya practices are not that one-time only solution. They are really intended to, they build upon themselves until the excess dosha is pacified, until you are naturally sleeping well again each night. And then the practice may not be necessary on a daily basis anymore. But then if there's a lot going on in your world and it's been a really disruptive kind of day, then for sure you would re-engage with the practice. And then from there, we begin to focus on the sole of the foot. And just looking for areas that may be tender. Maybe here underneath the mound of the big toe, there could be some tenderness there. And then when you find those areas that are a little bit tender, make sure that you are breathing with it. It's a beautiful opportunity to send love and attention. Send attention through your kindness, right? Something in you has, for whatever reason, contracted, right? So often unknown. The fears that we are susceptible through our 5 senses as we exchange with our environment, and we contract without even knowing. We're not meant to live in contraction. We contract, yes, but then we need to reopen. So here's a chance to reopen. And then with the sole of your foot, it's like you want to spread, like you are widening the base of the foot, widening, and then pushing, elongating each of your toes, and maybe just shaking it out side to side. Depending on how much dryness is in your skin, the whole oil may have already been fully absorbed. But just in case, it's a good idea to place a sock, because we're going to stand up now. And I want to ensure that you don't slip, yeah, because oil is so very slippery. So there's that need for concern, for caution there. And then let's go ahead and come into standing. And as you come into standing, I invite you to just simply notice the difference between your 2 padas. Just notice. Maybe there's not much difference. As you continue to tune in to that observation, which really comes or starts well with just a sense of curiosity, what you will likely find is that that foot that you just worked on is a lot closer to the ground. Observe. Perhaps the whole leg, the whole side, that whole side of the body is more connected to earth. And then a contemplation, I invite you to, a well worthwhile contemplation is, of what value is that to you, to be closer to the ground. So I will leave you to that for a few moments, and then I invite you to replay so that you can catch foot side 2 Otherwise, poor second foot, right? It deserves the same love and attention. And then placing the sock again, just taking a few moments to stand and to notice things should have evened out at that point. And then right before you turn the lights off for sleep, I invite you to remove the socks, okay? So that the foot can breathe freely. And I invite you to really, really wonderful sleep. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this very special practice with you. Christiane here, for those of us who are new to one another. From my heart to yours. Namaste.